Hello, good evening, good morning, everyone. I'm here, Elma, and tonight I am with Stuart Spies, founder of Second Number Tell. Now, you might want to ask, hey, why do you need a second number? Well, actually, it can be used for, it has a lot of uses. One is you don't have to give out your personal number. Number two is that there are times that, like, for example, me, I am located in Hong Kong, but I have clients based in the US or in UK. And sometimes it just looks better if I have a UK or a US number when I am talking to them. And on top of that, second number also has international numbers now, like Canada, Philippines, so many countries, which I think they have rolled out last quarter. Yeah,
Correct. Yeah.
quarter 4 of 2002. And tonight, Stuart is here with us to talk about second number tell. So, Stuart, can you please introduce first your company and yourself, and how did you come up with second number?
Thanks, Elma. Thanks for hosting me. So, yeah, my name's Stuart. I am the owner of Second Number, the CEO. And basically, as Elma said, it's a second number for your mobile device. It can be used on laptops. It can be used on a smartphone. It can be used to set up a second WhatsApp account. You can use it for business. You can use it for personal use. There's all sorts of different things. Anything you use a number for, you can use second number for. So basically, we came up with the idea. My background is in telecoms, so we have a successful business in the UK predominantly called Buzzbox Telecom. So we've been running that business since 2011, and it's been very profitable since we started, basically. But it's geared towards more corporate customers. So we're looking at landline customers, call centers, people more traditional outbound and inbound calling. So people that use the telephone day in, day out, the regular desk phone. But there was nothing for the mobile market. So there was nothing really that did what Buzzbox did, which is to make things simple for people, but for a mobile phone platform or for a mobile phone number. So we thought, well, why don't we create a similar kind of product, but for mobile, so that people can then do the kinds of things that they could do with our parent company, which is make and receive calls and change your phone number and have a different identity, but do it for mobile numbers rather than just landlines. And then we wanted to add extra features for people that are starting up a small business, for example. So there's people that do it for privacy, and there's some people that do it for a small business idea. So they have voicemail features. We have text messaging. We have menu systems. So when people ring up your US number or UK number or Philippines number, they can have a menu system. You know, the usual thing that you would hear: press 1 for sales, 2 for accounts, those kinds of features. And then we're adding more and more features to it as we go. So that's kind of the background of where it came from and what we're hoping to achieve with it.
That's cool. That's cool. Now, okay, we actually have some comments here already that they say, "Hey, I'm from Asia. Is it allowed to be used for Germany?"
Okay, so basically you can use the second number service anywhere. There's no limitations. So you could have a US number and use it from Asia to call Germany. No problem, absolutely no problem at all. And likewise, you could use one of our UK or international numbers to do that. So there's no restrictions. The numbers that we offer currently are numbers that don't have registration requirements. So we tend to offer numbers at the moment, like US numbers, UK numbers, Philippines, that have very basic requirements. So you don't need, some countries ask you to provide ID and things like that. But these countries that we offer currently, they don't need any ID. So that's the approach we've taken. It makes it a lot easier for people to sign up. At some point in the future, we may offer German numbers, but if I'm correct, German numbers require ID if we were to give you an actual German number. But from what you're saying, I think all you're trying to do is call Germany from your US second number, and there's no problem with that at all.
Okay, we will go back to that. I don't know who asked the question. Let me just see. Okay, so interpret regarding call. So do you want to have a German number while you are located in Asia? So can you please just clarify that? Okay, thanks. All right. So okay, so let's walk through the second number, all the features, because
Yeah.
I've been using second number and I have a UK second number. And I
Okay.
didn't even know a lot of the features until we talked
Right.
yesterday. So this is quite
Yeah.
exciting because I know a lot of people do not know those, those
Okay.
features
All
that
right.
are available in Second
Sure.
Number.
All right. So let me share my screen. Hang on a
Sure.
sec. Okay, let's do this. Share that one. So tell me what you can
Okay.
see. Let's have a look. Can you see my screen now? Is that sharing?
Good.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So when you first get your second number, so let's say for example you click on the link and you purchase the second number lifetime deal that we're running right now. What will happen is that you will go to our sign up page, and you'll be given a list of numbers to choose from. So let's say you chose a US number. You can choose from any number of states in the US. You pick out a number that you like the look of, and then you go ahead and you reserve the number, and we take care of everything else. The number gets reserved for you, and the account is set up. They do take up to 24 hours to fully set up because there's SMS legislation that requires us to register your number with the authorities in the US just to say that it's a genuine phone number. There's some providers, some of our competitors don't do this, and it makes the numbers less reliable, if I'm honest. So we try to do things slightly differently, and we get all the registration done in the background for you. So then after 24 hours, you can basically log into your dashboard, and you'll just log in. I'll show you the web dashboard here because this is on my PC. So you've got a standard interface here, which is much like a WhatsApp layout. So you've got your message conversations on the left hand side, and then the rest the messages on the right hand side. This is my test account, so there's lots of lots of junk in here. So just bear that in mind. And as you can see here, for example, we've used this number here for WhatsApp. So in the corner here, you can see your telephone number. If you can see this in the very top left-hand corner, that's my US number. It's a 205 area code. And I've used that number to sign up to WhatsApp. So if you were to then go into WhatsApp on your phone, let's say, for example, you need a second WhatsApp, you can install WhatsApp for Business. So there's two apps on your phone. There's WhatsApp, the normal, and then there's WhatsApp for Business. So once you've signed up to WhatsApp for Business with your US number, obviously it sends you a verification text message. And the text message will come into your web dashboard here, and it tells you what the code is. You just type that code into WhatsApp, and then you're done. So that's your second WhatsApp configured on your device. And then, of course, you can use WhatsApp desktop. You can use the Facebook API. If you're a little bit technical, you can do things with that. But by and large, this is a standard text messaging platform. So if I was to say, for example, send a text message, I can send a text message to, say, my UK number. You just type in your text message as you would normally. Check that's correct. Click send, and away you go. That will send that text message to my number. So it says this is a test, and it sent that to my text. And I don't know if you heard that little beep. That's a little beep that goes onto my that came from my phone, and I've received a text message, and then I can reply to that text message, and the reply will come in here. But most of you will probably use second number for setting up apps. So rest assured, you can use second number for sending for receiving confirmation messages from apps. The next bit of second number, these are the basic features, is the web phone. And also bear in mind, there is an app for Android and iOS. So you can use the app as well as our web phone, which is based in a web browser. So if you're on a desktop PC, you can use the web phone. If you're on an app, obviously you can use the app on your Android or Apple device, no problem. And this is a regular web phone, so you can make and receive calls from this dashboard here, and you can type in the number 87949 and this will make a phone call. I won't make a call on this because it interferes with the audio on a live stream. But basically, it would connect the call to any number. You can call any number as well. You can call international. You don't just have to call US numbers with a US number, obviously, or UK with a UK. You can call anywhere you like. So if you want to call a friend who's based in Mexico, you can. If you want to call a friend in Hong Kong, you can, so on and so forth. And what happens is when you make these phone calls, the calls get deducted from your available credits. So let's say, for example, you've got the lifetime deal offer here. You get 210 credits per month. US numbers use up 1 credit, so it will eat into those 210 credits. So that's 210 minutes per month if you're calling US numbers. And then Hong Kong, other destinations are also charged a similar sort of rate. I think Hong Kong's a little bit more expensive, but by and large, it's very cheap to call. Okay, so I'm going to go into another feature. There's a contacts section. We call it friends. You can import your contacts from Google. So if you've got all your contacts in Gmail, for example, you can click on import Google contacts, and that will take you into the synchronization option with Google, and you just log into your Gmail account, and they will copy all of your contacts into the list here. So basically, you'll see all your contacts appear here, or you can add new contacts. So Fred Blogs, and then type in a number, and then away you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then you've added a contact, see, as we can see there. So that's pretty straightforward. And then you can call that contact as well. You just click on the little text message for texting or calling button to make a call. What else have we got? I'll run through the basic settings before we go into more features. Is this all making sense so far, Elma? Does this all?
Yes, it's all making
Yeah?
sense so far. But there's
Good.
one thing I want to add though, that hey guys, second number is no longer available in Deal Mirror. It was available for the past I think since Black Friday
Yeah.
on Deal
Yeah.
Mirror, but it's no
Yeah.
longer available. And you can't find second number tell in any of the marketplaces. So on the top there, you can see a second number that tell/sumo deals.html. So this is how you can now avail of the LTD. All
Correct.
right. So this is really exclusive to our group. And this is only valid until end of the month, January 31. Another cool thing is at the end of the live stream, we are going to have 3 giveaway winners of one LTD each. So either a UK or a US number. So just let me know your pick during the at the end of the call. Once I draw you in, or once I call out your names. Okay. All right. And then I think that's about it. And there are already some questions that popped in.
Okay.
You don't have to answer now, but maybe as you go along talking about the features, then the answer would be there.
Yeah. Yeah. We can
All
we can
right.
tackle those questions at the end as well. No problem.
Exactly. But okay. So for example, this is from Ankit. What are the chances that a number goes offline in case we create an account with second number?
So they won't go offline. The only way the number would go offline is if you were to close the account down. So you've got a lifetime deal. That means you've got the number for the life of the product. So you would only lose that number, or the number would go down if you were to say to us, look, I want to move the number away, or you want to cancel the account, close the account, then it would disappear. But it's worth pointing out that, and this is a really important point, unlike our competitors, that we have some competitors that let you change the number regularly. And although some people think that's quite a good thing, it's actually a bad thing. And why is that? Because the numbers are getting continually recycled. So the chances of you getting another number that's already been used for spam or for other purposes like that are very high. And also the regulations in the US have changed. They're very, very strict now. Since 2020, lots of regulation has been brought in against robocaller use. So all these VoIP numbers that are anonymous, that our competitors supply, are not really readily accepted by the US networks because they don't have any authentication behind them. They're not coming from a trusted source. Whereas we authenticate and register your numbers with the central authorities in the US, that makes them a lot more reliable. But what it does mean is that you cannot change your number once you've chosen it. So if you want to change your number, you have to either buy another LTD or purchase another plan. So do keep in mind that once you've got the number, that's it for life. But that's a good thing, because then you know you've got a genuine number that sticks with you for life, and you can use that forever and a day, and it won't be cut off or won't be blocked by the networks.
Okay. And just to clarify things as well regarding the LTD. LTD is only available for US and UK number, but other numbers are not. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately, and a lot of the other countries that we offer deals that we offer, sorry, We can't do deals on those because the communications networks there are not as broad as they are in the UK and the US. And what that means is, quite simply, the costs for us to provide, say, for example, a Spanish number is way, way, way higher than us supplying a US or a UK number. So it's impossible for us to provide an LTD because it would just cost us too much money. Whereas the US and the UK numbers, because the networks are a lot more competitive, there's lots of competitors in the marketplace, we're able to get numbers from our suppliers at a price that makes an LTD possible. But if it was a Spanish number, then, for example, or Philippines number, then they have to be on a yearly basis. So unfortunately, no deals on those. If things change and we're able to source those at a better price and we can do an LTD, we will. But for now, it's just the US and the UK.
Okay, okay, then that's clear. Then, all right, from Mandy, his friend signed up for a Canadian number to get the Yahoo verification code but did not receive any. What could be the
Right.
issue on that?
Okay. Well, first of all, you can drop us a ticket on support, and we'll do our best to help. But there's a couple of things you need to sort of take into account. And we have a wiki page. We have a support article here on our knowledge base. There's a little help button here. I'll show you the help section. So if I type in SMS, it will come up with this article. And one of the first results is app verification.
Shall I show your screen?
Yes, please. Sorry. Yes. If you could just
Okay.
share my screen. Yeah. So what I've done here is I've just clicked on the little help button here.
Mm-hmm.
If you're searching the word SMS, app verification SMSs are not being received. So we go into a few points that could be the cause of not receiving SMS. And basically, there's a lot of, also because of these new regulations in the US, there's a certain number of things you should do when you're signing up to a service, and it's such as, for example, Yahoo, and you're based over in Asia particularly. I don't know why, but Asia tends to struggle a little bit more than South America or Europe when using US numbers particularly. UK numbers, there's less issue with UK numbers, but US numbers are, Yahoo and people like that are a bit more fussy. And I'll tell you why. Because when you sign up to Yahoo, for example, and you're based in Asia and you're using a US number, the networks in the US now with text messaging and things like that are so fussy, they will even look at the time of day that you are attempting to sign up. So what they'll do is, people in Asia would generally sign up during waking hours, right? So you'll wake up in the morning, maybe you've got the product and you sign up to Yahoo. And Yahoo over in the US, it's 3 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock in the morning. So they see a registration occurring, first of all, from an IP address. Your computer is over in Asia. They see that you're doing it at 2 a.m. in the morning, and they see that you're using a US number on a US website, but you're based over in Asia. So it triggers off a few little flags. They have a scoring system. So if you have too many points, for example, the scoring system, and you logs these particular points, excuse me, they won't let you sign up. So the first thing you need to do, if you're going to sign up during working hours. So they don't do as many checks during working hours. So US working hours, or if it's an Asian app, make sure you're doing it in Asian time. If you're based in the States, for example, or working hours, that's a really important one. The other thing you can do, because there's a lot of legislation around text messaging, if the product that you're signing up to, Yahoo, what have you, has a voice activation option, I would use the voice activation option because the legislation is less strict, because you're not making a text message request. You're just doing a phone call. So what they'll do, they'll call your second number. And as long as you keep your your second number web phone open here, when you ask for a phone call, the call will come into your web phone. You just answer the call, and then you can type in the number code that they give you. The other thing as well people tend to do is they try and sign up to services before 24 hours after signing up. So do make sure you wait 24 hours after signing up to second number, especially with US numbers, because the number has to be registered on what they call the robocaller mitigation database. And that takes 24 hours. It's almost a manual process on the US FCC side. So you do need to wait 24 hours and sometimes even longer on a weekend. So don't sign up straight away because, again, lots of these services like Yahoo and WhatsApp will check against the robocaller mitigation database. And if you're not on there and your second number's not on that list, they won't let you sign up. Finally, if it's really, really fussy and you're in a country that's got lots of state-run firewalls, so classic examples, UAE, the Middle East, Singapore, unfortunately, does have quite strict state-run VPN, state-run blocking systems. You would have to sometimes, in some cases, use a VPN. So if you guys use a VPN to access certain services over in the US, then switch to VPN. This is just personal advice. I shouldn't recommend it, but this is the reality. From our experience, if you use a VPN, you'll have more success if you have to. But generally, that's a last resort. So if you do have a VPN service already, then you can switch it on, and you'll be able to sign up via a VPN. And also, just as a point in note, it's not on our roadmap yet, but we are planning on adding a VPN service at some point in the future into the product. So if you purchase the second number lifetime deal, we will add in at some point in the future a VPN service. So you could always connect to our VPN first, do the sign up, and then you can disconnect. But like I said, this is mainly for Asia users. Unfortunately, you guys over in Asia tend to have more trouble than people in Europe with these. So like I say, a UK number, if you don't care what type of number you have, a UK number is less strict. You might have more success with the UK number. But like I say, these points, you can follow these, and generally everyone gets the text message.
Okay, cool. Okay, so this is another question, and you don't have to answer now if it will be answered later on when you go through the features. So we need API and integrations like calls booked and send SMS from second number would be great. Currently, they rely on Twilio.
Yeah, no, we don't offer API integration, unfortunately. It's not the type of product. Twilio is for developers and for web backend full stack developers and things like that. Second number is designed for people that need a little bit of privacy and they need some business features if they've got a new business idea that they're starting up and they want to be able to do things quickly and easily, like set up a voicemail system, set up a welcome menu, get WhatsApp running, etc., etc. We do have a chatbot function as well. If they want to do a basic chatbot, we can do a chatbot and a Telegram chatbot too. But we don't do an API integration, and we won't do that in the future. It's not our core business.
Okay, and so who's this? I think it's Aman Sharma. He's excited to see the automated IVR flow system today, which you are going to show later on, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, we will.
Okay, cool. And let's see here. Okay, so this is another question. What can we do with 210 monthly credits? So we will discuss that a bit later. What the credits can be used for.
Yeah.
And okay. So earlier you said there's no integration with Twilio, right? Or is there? Okay,
Yeah.
but can we add that number in Google My Business?
Yes. You can use the phone number to create a Google developer account or a classic one, a Meta or Facebook API, cloud API account, no problem at all. In fact, you do that as part of the WhatsApp chatbot. We have a WhatsApp chatbot tool here. Excuse me. So you can create a button that goes on your website. I'll show you this tool in a moment, and then you can then have conversations with customers automatically through the chatbot. You will need the WhatsApp. Yeah, you'll need the WhatsApp API set up, but the cloud API, but it's totally part of the process, and that can be used for that. It's just that we don't offer an API. Let's say you wanted to. I think what your customer is saying there, that one of the viewers is saying, perhaps he wants to use Twilio, a service like Twilio, to send out a lot of text messages. So he wants to send out 100 marketing messages or something like that via an API. The product won't do that. It's not designed for that function.
Okay. And what is the number shown on the caller ID when we used to call with second number?
It will be your phone number, your second number phone number. So it will show up exactly what you've got registered with us. There are some exceptions. Some countries, they do blanket over the caller ID, but they would blanket over the caller ID if you're calling from any other number anyway. Some countries just blanket the caller ID when the call comes in from an international location. But yeah, by and large, if you was to call Spain, you was to call UK, America, India, France, Europe, Hong Kong, anywhere, you would see the person you're calling would see your second number.
Okay. Next is second number here. All right. So from Soma, he said that you mentioned before that there will be a number for India and that you are in talks with a provider. So is it ready now? An Indian second number. Uh, he's gone. Okay. I okay, he's back again. Let's see.
Back now, yeah, I can hear you again now. Sorry.
Okay, good, good, good.
Say that again.
So, Soma is asking that previously you mentioned there's a number or there's going to be a number for India, and did it
Hmm.
already materialize?
No, not yet. Unfortunately, we need the local operators to put some numbers in the cloud, and I don't think as yet. Well, I know that India hasn't got any numbers in the cloud just yet, so we can't offer the number. But we're looking out for that all the time. But just keep in mind, if I'm almost certain, because I spent a lot of time in India, I know how the legislation works more or less over there, and they will probably require local documentation. So if we do offer an Indian number, you will probably need a local India address. So that would be a bit of a headache for people that don't have an India address. But that is almost certainly going to be the case. But sure, once we know more, we will offer those numbers. But for now, we don't offer those.
Okay, and then this is a question from Sam. He's asking me if I tested second number myself. Yes, I did, and I have a UK second number because for him it did not work properly. So this is Sam's second number, in US second number.
Right.
Can you please check it out?
Yeah, I'll check it. But again, send me an email or he can email support at second number, or he can drop us a message on Facebook. Just PM me on Facebook. Just look for Stuart Spice and just send me a PM, and then we'll look into it. But like I
Okay,
said, it'll probably relate to the points I've spoken about earlier about, well, it depends where he's based. But if he's based overseas, like I say, in some regions, he has to follow some of those guidelines to
so
receive a text.
based in Canada, but
Oh,
and I think he has a US number. So
oh, it should be fine. Let us check it on our side. When did Sam say when he bought the product? Did he buy it a couple of years ago, or did he buy it recently?
Sam, can you please answer that? Just put it, yeah, just write it down in the comments, and then we'll get
Yeah,
into
we'll
it.
pick up on it later. Yeah, because
Yeah.
otherwise we'll bore everyone with tech support.
All right. And then, okay, so HM
Oh,
is saying he's using second number, but the SMS is always like, "Hi, reply to 01 whatever." What's the
yeah.
reason?
Yeah, so there are some cases when text messages go out. We've got a lot of customers that will send text message that obviously send text messages to. Again, it unfortunately tends to be a lot more of the Asian countries where the sender, and even France. France is really strict with with SMS, um, where they will blanket the caller ID. So the phone calls go out fine, but the text message will be replaced with something just like anonymous or whatever, and that tends to happen quite commonly in France. And it also happens from time to time in Asia. So we have to put that in there so that the person can reply to the text message. Um, Otherwise, they won't be able to. Obviously, they won't be able to reply because the caller ID has been blanketed by the local service provider. But also keep in mind, this is also the case with any other number, any other international number. It wouldn't just be second number. This would be the case if you're sending a text message from another foreign number to say France. Not always. It doesn't always happen, but it does from time to time. So we put that reply to in there so that the person can reply. But I'll be honest, as a platform, as a technology, text messaging, especially if you're doing marketing, it's very difficult these days to get the level of reliability that you would get instead using something like WhatsApp or using our chatbots or using more modern technology that's internet based. SMS as a marketing tool or for a regular communications tool is pretty restricted these days. So it's fine if you're doing it from country to country, say US to US, US to UK, US to other countries that have got an agreement with the US. But if you're going over to countries like if you're texting China that have got privacy laws, they will almost certainly blanket the caller ID, unfortunately, and probably vice versa from China to the US. The US will blanket the caller ID. So just keep that in mind, and that's why we've put that on the message, so that people can reply.
Okay, so this one, another question is, can I use it in Google Ads like in any other country?
Yeah, correct. Yeah. You only need it to obviously validate the account. So when you sign up with Google, you set up a Google account. It'll ask you for a phone number. Again, type it in your second number. They'll send you the confirmation text message, and away you go. You're good
Right.
to go.
And I think this is the same case for payment processors like PayPal and
Yeah,
Payoneer. So,
correct,
yes.
correct,
So
correct.
we
The only
are
thing
lumping the questions.
yeah, good. The other thing I was going to say is if you're trying to sign up to a bank with a second number, it probably won't work, but that's because banks don't like you using foreign phone numbers for a regional bank account. So if you've got a bank account in India, for example, or anywhere in England, and I try to register my US phone number, be it a second number or any other number, they normally don't allow it. So if anyone asks the question, can I use it to set up a bank account? The answer is probably going to be no, because they won't let you use a non-local phone number. But that's a bank restriction. Just check the bank. If the bank say yes, you can use US numbers with a French bank account or what have you, then but of course it will work. But often the banks don't allow you to use non-native phone numbers.
Okay, and this one is, can we change numbers down the road in the USA?
No changing of numbers. So this is that. Once you've chosen your second number, that's it. It's
That's
fixed.
it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So those are most of the questions. Yeah, we can
Okay.
come back and continue with the demo.
Okay. All right. So we've just to recap, we went through the text messaging section. We went through the web phone, which is the web phone here, and then we went through the contacts. And now I'm just gone into the settings or the profile section. There's not much to do here. You've basically got some simple features and options that you can enable, which are quite useful. So first things first, you've got your credits. We're going to make this a little bit more obvious, but I've got 99 credits. You can check your balance there. That refreshes itself every month. So with the lifetime deal from Sumo Deals, you'll get 210 credits per month. And as you eat into those, the balance will drop. If you did eat all of your 210 credits and you needed more, you can purchase more from here. You just buy online and you can purchase more. But if you probably won't need to buy more. There's a thing here called notifications. So when you're using your web browser on a PC or even on your Android device, you can enable what we call push notifications. This is quite cool because we've got an app on the iOS platform and on Android, but at the moment we haven't integrated SMS into the app. The SMS you have to do via the web browser. But what you can do is if you was to log into your second number dashboard, this dashboard on your Android device, and you press this button, enable push notifications, what that does is create a notification setting on your Android device so that when a text message comes in, it will appear as a notification at the top. You know, the notifications that you get on the top of your Android device. It will show the text message as a notification. So you know when a text message has come in and you don't have to install any apps at all. It will show that on the screen of your phone. And the same thing on a Windows PC. So in here, in the corner here, it would show the where this little speech bubble is. It'll come up here as one of these notifications. So you'll see a text message here that you can read. To reply to it, you need to go into the web dashboard. But nonetheless, it's quite cool because you can have everything shut down, no browser open, anything, and your Windows PC will be popping up SMS messages in the corner here. And the same thing will happen on your Android phone. So you'll see the notification come up on Android and on your PC, and everyone can see the text message, or everyone being you, or if you've got a small team, if that will also happen on their phones too. Sometimes you've got like a team of people working for a business, for example, and if you enable notifications on every one of their devices by just pressing this button, then everyone in your team will receive the text message as it comes in. So if you're doing some sales online or someone's going through a checkout and it sends an automated text message to let us know that they're having problems or whatever, then everyone in the team can be notified via this push notification. So that's quite useful. Excuse me. The next thing is linking accounts. it's really, really common for our customers to buy more than one number. They sometimes get a UK number and a US number. And obviously, to save the trouble of having to log into each one of those numbers, you can just link them together. So you'll just type in your second, or you'll type in your third second number, and then it will link the account together. And then what that means is, for example, if I can now go back just briefly to chat, in the top left-hand corner here, it will show a drop-down list. So it will show you the two numbers that you've linked together. So if I click on this number, this will show the inbox for this number, you see? And then the same thing applies. All the other tools and everything else that I'll show you shortly will all be linked to this number. So you don't have to keep logging in all the time. So it's quite useful. Let's have a look. What else have we got? Password. Just change your password if you need to. So the next section here under accounts, this is quite handy, called diversion. So some people don't have very good internet where they're based. So the 4G signal's perhaps not too strong. They don't want to use the app, but they don't want to miss any phone calls. So what you can do is you can turn on call diversion. Excuse me, bit of a cough. So here you will just literally set the divert. You'll type in your mobile phone number. So let's say you're based in, let's say Argentina, for example. You'll type in your Argentinian phone number, set divert, and that will divert all inbound calls to your second number to your mobile phone or your landline. So any customer that rings your US number will then automatically ring your, in that case, Argentinian number or your number in Hong Kong or whatever. So you don't miss a call. And then it doesn't rely on data, it doesn't rely on apps, it doesn't rely on anything. You just need to have the divert switched on, and it will just use your mobile phone signal. And then we have an option that's called SMS to email. This is also really useful. So basically, if you turn this on, you will receive an SMS to your inbox. So if you've got Gmail installed on your phone, you'll get a little notification at the top that says you've got a new email, and on the email will be the SMS. So it's really quite handy. There's also an option here to send voicemail to email. There's not an option in the dashboard just yet, but if you did really need that feature, so when someone leaves you a voicemail, then you can have it sent to an email address as well as an attachment that you can then listen to. So just drop us a support message if you want that enabled, and we'll enable that for you. So that's quite useful. Social network profiles, you don't need to worry about that for now. That's just for your own records. So that's the settings page, or the profile page, should I say? And that's just the core. That's the core element of second number. Now the next bit that we have is the add-on feature. So if you click on the right-hand side here, sorry, I did that a bit too quickly. On the right-hand side here, you'll see there are a couple of little icons, and we're going to keep adding icons as we add more features. So we've got an option here, a little robot to set up a Telegram or a WhatsApp chatbot. And then this option here, this IVR builder, is a little filter icon. If we click on that, it takes us to the IVR builder. So what is an IVR? So an IVR, for those of you who have a small business maybe, or a business idea, or you want to use this number to call people, but you don't necessarily want to answer calls on your number, you can set up a welcome menu, aka an IVR, interactive voice response. And this uses some AI technology to convert text to speech. So when you first go into this screen, what we're going to do is we're going to build a menu system. So first of all, I can set my voice. So if I click on this button in the top right-hand corner that says Set IVR Voice, I can select a language from the list. So let's say, for example, I've got an Australian business and I want to listen to an Australian voice. I can select Australia. This gives us a little demo. Let's see if it works. So if you're setting up a US, sorry, an Australian company, or you want an Australian menu system, you set that, set voice. So we set our voice to an Australian voice. And then all we do now is type in what we want it to say. So in this case, we've dragged on a welcome message. We always start with a welcome message. So let me get rid of this. You can just delete all those. It tells you the instructions here on how you set it all up, and it's got a little example here. But if we drag on welcome message, so we can type in, thanks for calling Elma, press 1 for sales, 2 for support, or 3 for anything else. So we type that in, and now what the system will do is that will speak that to the caller. So when they call this phone number, which is our second number, it will say, "Thanks for calling Elma. Press 1 for sales, 2 for support, or 3 for anything else." And then what we will do is we will drag on where we want the call to go to. So, for example, direct dial. We can then drag this direct dial box on there, join the two together. And direct dial basically means it's going to call your second number. So if you've got the second number app on your PC, on your Android or iPhone, or you're running you can even set up any other VoIP app if you want, a third-party VoIP app. We will give you the login details for that. So you could be running a VoIP app on your PC or on your iMac. And if they press option 1, that will go to the direct dial, which basically means it will go direct to your second number phone number. We could then drag on a different option, which is a menu option. So we're going to join that there. So if they press 2 for support, we can say a message. So we can say, "Everyone in support is having a coffee. Sorry about that. Please call back later." And then we can select either hang up or voicemail. So in this case, we could just select hang up. It's a little bit rude, but we can select hang up. Or if we select voicemail, it will go to the voicemail option. So the customer can leave a voicemail. And then finally, we can drag on option 3. That's a call forward. So if the caller dials option 3, we can then send the call. We're going to type this in international number. I'll send it to my UK number. That goes to any other number in the world. So you could type in your mobile number. You could type in a landline number. You could type in a colleague's number. So if you can't, or a call handling service, we have some customers that have a call handling service. So they pay someone to answer the phone for them. So when the person presses option 3, it will connect the call to this number, and then the person will answer it. But that could be any number you like. And then when you click set IVR, the thing will whir around. It will then create all the messages in the background. And after about 15 minutes, the IVR system it's often quicker than that, but the IVR will go live. So then when you call the number 01, this number here, it will play this menu system. So it's as simple as that. Now, when someone asked that question earlier about where the credits get used, this will start using up credits. And it tells you this at the bottom here. So it says 1 credit per minute of IVR usage will be deducted. So every minute that the person spends on the menu system, you're going to use up 1 credit. But because it's a menu system, 1 minute's a pretty long time actually on the phone call. This is probably 20 seconds, let's say. So you'll use up not even 1 credit as someone is using this IVR system. So just keep that in mind. That will use up your credits. But again, that's a lot of a lot of IVRs. If you're getting that many phone calls and that many people using the menu, then you should be pleased anyway. So it's not a bad thing. So that's the IVR guide. So the IVR tool. So we'll go on to the next. Does that all make sense, Elmo? Is anyone asking questions about that?
No one is asking question about that yet.
Okay, good. All right. So the next option here on the right-hand side is we've got 2 chatbots. We've got a Telegram chatbot and we've got a WhatsApp chatbot. So I'll go to the WhatsApp one because that's the most likely to be used. So the first thing you have to do is when you do a WhatsApp chatbot, is you have to set a bot token, what we call a bot token. So the bot token requires a few settings to be done in WhatsApp itself. So you have to go over to Facebook and set up the Facebook API, the cloud API. You follow this link, it will give you a few steps on what you need to do. There are a few steps, unfortunately. It's not as easy as Telegram. Telegram make it really easy. It's like 2 steps. But on Facebook, it's a little bit more involved. So you will have to run through this. Once you've got the API, or you may already have a cloud API set up as it stands. So if you have, you can just use it here. You will type in your credentials into this text box. So you'll type in the password and your WhatsApp ID. But once you've done that, then you can start creating a chat bot. So what is a WhatsApp chatbot? So you would use the WhatsApp chatbot probably on your website, on your checkout page. If you've got a small business and customers want to ask questions, they can do it via the WhatsApp chatbot, and it will automatically respond to them. So if they've got a question about a product or delivery, etc., you can automate a lot of those inquiries. So you would first of all set a welcome message. What this will what this will do is when the person taps on the WhatsApp chatbot, because we'll give you some HTML. If you're a technical person, you can put the HTML on your web page. So basically, I'll just type this in. I've just taken that out now. Basically, you will update your website so that it's got this HTML at the top, and then that will put a little WhatsApp button on your website that when they click on it, it will take them straight into their WhatsApp on their phone, and it will show this welcome message. It will say, "Let's get this going." Type "go" to start. And again, it's a drag and drop affair. You always start with this text out box, and again, it tells you all this here. What you need to do, you start with the text out box, type in the word "go." That's the start word, and when they type in "go," it will give them some options. It will basically say, on this example, how much is it? What does it do? And another option 3. So if they select the option, how much is it? We're going to show them this text, blah blah blah, and we've put in some text there that we've put on our chatbot. And then the next option will be this one. What does it do? And then you type in the answer to that question. So then another option 3, we could say, how do I buy it? And then we will drag in a text inbox. We're going to drag that over there. And then you can type in a message there. You can buy it from our website by visiting the shop menu option, for example. And then you click on export, and then that will export the settings to your WhatsApp chatbot. And then instantaneously, you can start having a conversation with with this phone number, and it will automatically start a chatbot service on the communication on the actual WhatsApp itself. I wonder if I've got I can't set that live. I'm trying to think if I've got next to that. Is it? I'm not sure if I've got an example of. I don't know if this is live. It might be. This may or may not work. Yeah, here we go. If you can see this, I'm not sure if you can see this. It shows you in the corner here, very bottom right hand corner, where it says questions, let's talk. That's the WhatsApp chatbot. So we would cut and paste. Let's get rid of that tab. We would cut and paste this code, all of this, into our HTML, and it would show this little box here. And then it starts up WhatsApp. Because I'm on a PC, it's going to do it on my WhatsApp web browser, web edition. But otherwise, if I was on a phone, it would start up WhatsApp on the phone. I've not got this set up on my desktop, so I won't go into that now. But that would, if most people are on their mobile phone, they would click on this and it would start WhatsApp in their WhatsApp application. Where are we? Let's go back, and then finally the Telegram chatbot. Exactly the same. The only difference is setting up the bot token is a lot easier. So I've clicked on the wrong link there. Hang on, let's go back to Telegram. Oops. Yeah, so it's exactly the same. So you set the bot token here, and it's dead easy to set up a chatbot in Telegram. And Telegram's getting more and more use these days. So here I've got an example, a keyword that says go, an option 1, option 2, option 3, option 4, and then the text box here that allow you to have a Telegram chatbot. So that's quite good for people that have got a small business as well. So anyone that's thinking of starting something, they could put a chatbot on their website super quickly. So that's basically it. And like I said, we've got a couple other things on the horizon. We've got a VPN service, like we said, and we've also got a anonymous email service. So if you wanted an anonymous email address, a bit like Proton Mail, you could access it again through this dashboard. You would just click on the icon here that says email. You can apply for it, and then you would get an anonymous email that you could send and receive emails from. So that we think that might be quite useful. But just keep in mind, all of these little features will eat into your credit. So the Telegram chatbot, again, will use up a credit. So as it says here, pricing, the Telegram bot will use up credits. 1 credit will be deducted each time the visitor types the starter keyword. So again, it's not a lot. So if they start a conversation with your WhatsApp or Telegram chatbot, it will use up a single credit. And that's about the key features. So yeah, over to you, Elma, with any questions.
Okay, so yes, regarding the, you mentioned the VPN. So is it included for LTD users and can it be used in my system?
It should be, yeah. We're still working on it at the moment, but it will be included in the LTD. But the way we're going to develop this product is it will use up credits. So you'll get those 210 credits, and you can use those credits for whatever you want. So it would be used for the VPN in your case. We haven't decided how many credits we'll use, but it'll probably be on a per use basis. So when you use the VPN, it'll eat some credits, and then when you switch it off, it won't eat credits. So it's kind of like a sort of a buffet system. So if you want to use the WhatsApp, if you want to use the SMS, it will eat into credits. If you don't want to use it, and you don't want to use text messages or WhatsApp chatbots or IVRs, it won't use credits. So it's going to be something that we're going to keep adding into the product as a full feature set. It's just that you'll eat into your credits as you use the different features.
Okay, that's clear. And how safe are these numbers, the phone numbers? Will it get not get replaced in future by others, or will it continue for lifetime?
No, it shouldn't get. I mean, nothing is certain in this world, I suppose. But in terms of the reliability and life of those numbers, they will be as reliable as any other number. They are genuine ranges that are provided in by trusted US providers and UK providers. There's no reason why they would be removed. And if you did want to move the service, or if you wanted to move them, or what have you, you can always port what they call port the number. So you can port the number away, and you can move it to any other provider like Verizon or Aircell or Vodafone, things like that. These are proper numbers. These are proper phone numbers that you can move around. So you don't have to be stuck. There should be no reason why you want to leave second number, but if you did want to leave second number, you could move them. So yeah, there's no reason why those numbers would ever be removed.
Okay, so this is a feedback from, I believe this is from Arush, that the app isn't working well. I believe he's talking about the iOS or the Android app.
Right,
And
right,
all the features that you showed us today are on the web app, correct?
correct,
So I think there is currently a gap between the web app and the mobile apps. So could you
correct,
please
correct.
expand on that?
Yeah. So basically, the apps themselves, we do need more work, and more work is being done on those apps as we speak. It's just that we've been prioritizing adding features via the web app. It's responsive, so you can go via the web app and use it through the web browser. But some of these features, like the IVR builder, these menu builders, you would never do this on an app. It'd be horrific. So, but that's never going to be put on an app anyway. It's just not. It's not. It's just not it's not the right interface for an app. You would never be able to build that, not without a lot of pain. You could do it, but you'd probably have really sore eyes after you've finished building your chatbot. So some of these features won't ever make it to the app. But thing like the SMS, for sure, we're going to be adding that. That's going to be built in. But certain other features probably won't. The other thing as well, there's as we bring in things like email and anonymous mail and VPN, having it all in an app. I know it's really convenient and everyone loves it because it's an easy thing to access and it makes complete sense, of course, for that reason. But um, when you build an app on Android and when you build an app on iOS, you are using frameworks that have been built by Apple and Google, and they all have built-in analytics. So they all have statistics, feedback features that you can't really switch off. They're part of using the app. So if for those of you that are concerned about privacy, um, an app using an app for a VPN is a bit of an oxymoron because not only does the VPN supplier know what you're doing, but Google knows what you're doing because the app has been built on the Android platform. So if we was to produce a VPN, it's probably not going to be. We're probably not going to waste money building another app for a VPN. We're going to try and use the VPN function built into the phone itself, which has a lot less corporate surveillance built into it. So it's a simple thing to do. You can set up a VPN in 2 seconds using the VPN option in your Android or your iOS. It's super, super easy. We just give you the username and password. You type it in. But as far as the app is concerned, yeah, for sure, we need to do a bit more work on that. I will accept that. But we've just been focusing on adding new features rather than the app at this point. We have to do things slowly. We don't have $1 million investment, unfortunately. So we have to do things as the company grows. But for sure, this first half of 23, the apps are a priority.
Okay, Sam is asking if we can call someone using the second number. Shall I give you my second number? Then you can call me.
Yeah, it can do. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your?
Okay,
Have you
I'll
got
put
the
it
app?
on the screen. Just give me a
Let's have a look.
moment. There you go.
Can I let me turn off my screen for a second? Let me get
Yeah,
yours.
that's my second number.
So have you got the what are you have you got the app open? Is
I
it configured?
have the web app open. I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, I have to configure it.
No, you shouldn't have. No, just use the web app. That's fine for now. Just open up the
Yeah.
web app and then click on the phone icon. So if you click on the second number dot tel, sorry, the little phone icon. Is the phone have you got the web phone open on your phone?
Yes, my
Yeah.
on my phone, on my mobile phone, you mean?
Yeah.
Let me have a look at that. I
Yeah.
should have, but just give me a moment to. Yeah. Okay, it is on now. It's connected.
It says connected, yeah?
Yeah. I don't know if you can see. Here it is.
Yeah, there. Is that the app or the web and that's configured correctly, is it?
Yeah, this is configured correctly, but I can't see anything
Let's try
actually.
calling it.
So try calling me.
Yes, I'm calling it now.
How come we can see that when mine can't be seen?
You see or
That's
not
what
now?
happens.
So it says it's ringing at the moment. 07537173393. Is your phone ringing?
No, it's not.
Okay, let's have a look. Uh,
But it says connected.
can you make calls on that? Can you call me on that phone?
Oh, sure. Can I have the number, please?
Just try ringing 0044, sorry,
Okay. 0044.
and then 7949
Okay.
345 072. Then press call. This will be should play like a welcome menu.
Uh, Nothing is happening. You can't really see what's happening on my screen.
Yeah, I can't quite see. What's it saying? Is it just sitting there?
It's just sitting there and nothing is happening. It says outgoing call and that's it.
So it's definitely registered correctly on the
It's registered correctly, yes. I think, let me just see again. Yes, it's 447537173393. Settings. Yes, it's registered correctly.
we've got a green dot next to it. Yeah.
Yes, there's a green dot and it says connected. Okay, I'm receiving a call now. Who is this?
Me.
Ah, hello.
Is that me? Is it 07949?
Oh
Sorry,
seven nine four nine 05080861.
that's me. But I've just hung up now. I'll be honest with you. I just hung up.
Okay, how come
So,
you could? How come you ended the conversation too soon? You don't want talking to me. You don't like talking to me. Now I
oh,
know.
of course I do. Of course
Just
I
kidding.
do.
Okay, so it's working. It's just that I don't know why I cannot make an outbound call earlier. So, but I managed to receive a call
Yeah.
on my number.
One thing I would say, you're based in Hong Kong. There also are some providers that are a little bit more strict when it comes to using VoIP apps. So
Hmm.
the web app, and you can open the web app on your mobile phone as well, by the way. You can open the web app and open the web phone on the web app. That uses a different technology and that gets around a lot of the state firewalls and things like that. So you can use that if you need to use that. But otherwise, the Android app, it can be restricted by some providers. And the other thing you can do is if you don't, I'll be open and I'll say that our Android app is still being developed. It's our version 1.0, so it needs fine tuning. in the meantime, if you do have a preferred VoIP app that you like, something like Zoipa or Bria or some of these other famous VoIP apps, you can also use your second number with those apps. So we'll give you what they call SIP credentials. So you can use those, type those into any app that you prefer, like Groundwire is another big one. So everyone loves Groundwire. So you can put your apps, our details into Groundwire and use Groundwire if you want to use that. So that's another thing to keep in mind. But yeah, it's a priority for us to work on the Android. But just keep in mind that in some locations, Singapore specifically as well, is pretty tough getting it through the state firewalls. You might need a VPN in certain cases.
Okay,
Um,
so yeah, so this is a feedback from Sam that hey, there's no point having all these nice features if the dual doesn't work properly, that he cannot even make a call. So, Sam, I suggest that you reach out to Second Number Tel and sort it out. I think it's just a tech issue that has to be resolved.
yeah,
Now, there is a gap between the web app and the Android and iOS app. However, you can access your second number on the browser, on your mobile browser, and it acts like it is in the web app. Okay, so that's
correct.
the workaround to it. Yep.
Yeah,
Did I
yeah,
get
yeah.
it right?
You did. Yes. Well,
Okay, great. Great, because I was gonna say, yeah, I didn't get it right. Okay, so um, this is, I think, regarding the IVR. So does it have keyword-based auto response, auto
so
reply?
is the are we talking about the IVR? So the IVR,
Yes.
no. Well, this sounds more like a question. Maybe it's for the chat bots. I'm not sure because with an IVR, you don't. There's no input mechanism. You can only press 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. So what with the IVR, you would only you can have a menu of up to you can have a menu of 10 options, and then you could have another menu, but that would be too complicated. But what you would normally do is you'd have a menu of say 4 options where you press option 1, option 2, option 3, option 4. There's no keyword input mechanism. Maybe they're talking about voice recognition. So if I was to speak what I wanted, so if I was to say put me through to support, that doesn't exist in the product yet. We may bring that out at some point, but for now, there's not that high in demand. Um, for WhatsApp, for the chatbot, again, there's no keyword search on that. It's via multiple choice, so it would present you with different options that you would select from. At some point in the future, we will expand on the WhatsApp chatbot as well, so that we can have more advanced interactions. But for now, it's a menu system that allows people to pick out from different various options on the list, and then they'll get through to the correct answer that way.
Okay, and then this is a question from Chena. Can I do manual reply for those WhatsApp chatbot started chat?
That's a good question. You can't at the moment. We are going to add that. We're adding that to the feature list because the chatbot's only been live on our service for the last sort of 3 months or so. We've only recently launched it. We've done the bog basic sort of interaction, but there will be a feature where you can look at the chat history and jump into the chat and talk to the customer.
Okay, and another question is, are the numbers recycled numbers?
No, not in the same way that they might be from another provider, such as one of our competitors, who will regularly recycle the numbers. Maybe you could easily. I mean, you can Google it. Some of our competitors, there's a lot of people that complain about the amount of spam that they get on their numbers. So you can look at our chat groups, and you'll see that that doesn't exist with us. What when we say recycled, that what might happen is that number may once upon a time have been on someone's cell phone on a prepay account, maybe 6 months ago or a year ago. Our numbers all go through a quarantine period of 6 months. So they won't have been given to anyone for sure in the last 6 months. It's just, I can't say to you that that was never once upon a time a number that was on someone else's prepay account. But then you can't guarantee that even with a SIM card that you get from a shop. You could never guarantee that that number wasn't with another Vodafone customer, for example, or another Aircell customer. So in response to that question, I would have to say no. It's just the natural cycle of these numbers could be that they've been with one other person on a prepaid plan, but it's not like our competitors where they've been on 50 different people's devices where they just keep recycling.
And I believe that a number goes under quarantine for a few
6 months.
months, right? Before we
Yeah.
can even use it.
Well, no, the number you'll get given a number that's already been through quarantine. So you can be assured that the number that you get hasn't been used for a long period of time, at least 6 months.
At least six
Um,
months, okay.
yeah. But some of these other companies that offer private numbers allow you to recycle them. Like I say, some of our competitors allow you to change and change, and some people change their number every day. They do some spamming out of some communication or phone calls, and then they change their number and then do it again, change the number, do it again. If that's what you want to do, then don't use second number because we won't allow it. But if you're using second number for legitimate reasons, then for sure you won't have an issue with the spam side of things.
Okay, sounds good. And okay, so this follow up from Sam. So on browser, the calling works, but not on the app. And he can, of course, he cannot have the browser open 24/7. So let's say I have the second number app installed on my phone. Is it automatically connected, or do I have to go to the app? Then that's the only time it gets connected.
No, it should be open all the time. It will run in the background. So the app, it takes care of that. If you've got the app up and running, then you don't need to worry about having the browser open or anything like that. It will continue to receive calls in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but like I said, it depends where Sam's based. If he's based somewhere where there's privacy and state firewalls in operation, places like Singapore, the app may struggle because it's a pure VoIP app. So and the state will block VoIP communications. If he's using it via the web browser, it's called using WebRTC. It's done over a standard HTTP protocol, so they can't see that, so it doesn't
He
get
is
blocked.
based in Canada, so
Oh, he's the guy that's in Canada. Oh, it should be okay. He needs to send me a message because there might be something in the background that we've not done, or there might be an issue that needs to be easily resolved. So if he just drops us a PM, we'll look into it and get that working. And like I said, if he doesn't want to use the second number app to make and receive calls, and he prefers using something like Groundwire or Zoiper or something like that, he can use any other SIP compatible app, which is great because we have loads of customers they've used something like Bria. They've used it for years, and they just want a new phone number, and then all they do is they type in the account details into Bria or into Zoiper or into Groundwire, and then boom, they're up and running.
okay. So did you get that, Sam? So please send a PM to Stuart and sort it out. Okay.
Yeah, there's a few
All right.
articles on the website as well, actually, that help you get around some of the state firewalls as well. So there's a couple of things I can show him. So tell him to drop me a PM, and we'll go through it.
All right. Okay. Another question here. I think I missed this one. Like, okay, I haven't used the number for quite some time. So is there any is there any expiration on the number for inactivity?
So not strictly speaking, not by our part, but we have an obligation with the FCC, which is the telecoms adjudicator in the US, and in the UK we have Ofcom, which basically say for best practice you shouldn't have a number that people can just sit on and not use it and hoard numbers. It prevents people from hoarding numbers. So they don't like it if you have a number that no one has used for 6 months. They don't tend to respond very nicely to it. So we wouldn't necessarily disconnect the number after 6 months because that's not our policy. But if Ofcom or the FCC were to say to us, hey, look, second number, you've got 200 numbers there. They're not being used. No one's used them for 6 months or a year. What are you doing? Then we may be obliged to say to them, okay, we're going to deallocate them. So what we'll do is we'll just email the customer. If you sign up for second number, we'll keep you informed to keep the number active. You can do that just by sending a text message. You just send a text message at least once every 6 months to yourself, or make a phone call or receive a phone call. Sorry, not receive. You have to make a phone call or send a text message. That keeps the number active. So do try to do that. If you don't do that, and Ofcom or the FCC come to us and say, look, you've got loads of numbers that are not being used, we don't like it, we may be required to deallocate them. So like I say, try and do that. But otherwise, not necessarily an expiration on our part.
Okay, and another question here is, are you planning to add video call features?
Probably not. I think I'll tell you for why. Because WhatsApp and Telegram are so sort of well known now, and Zoom for web conferences. It's a tough market for us to try and compete with that. I think it's not really our core business, and someone would need second number on the other end. So for it to work properly, both parties would need second number. So we would have to, maybe if we got to a certain size, if we got a few more thousand customers signed up, and we thought it was a good idea, we might do it. But I'll be honest, it's not on the priority list.
Okay, so for those that require support, this is the support email, support@secondnumber.tel.
Correct.
So if you need support, please send an email to support@secondnumber.tel. Now, can we
Correct.
talk about the exclusive deal? Because second number is no longer available in Deal Mirror, and it's also not available on any marketplace. And we have a special LTD here in Sumo Deals. So can we talk about that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
So,
we need to show the screen. Do you have it handy?
do you want me to share my screen?
Yes, please.
Yeah, let's switch that on. Okie dokie. Can you see that?
Yes, can see that. So just talk about the offer.
Yeah. So the link, as Elmer said, you can see it scrolling along the screen. I suppose it will be in the comments for the video. So just hit that link, and then it will take you to our webpage. So it'll give you all the information on the product. You can see the Sumo Deals icon here, the image. And basically, just run through the website. We'll tell you how it all works. If we scroll down to pricing, you see the two deals. We're not running lifetime deals on the other numbers. We covered this off earlier in the call. We're only doing it on US and UK. We can't do it on the other international numbers, unfortunately. But for now, we're running the US and the UK deals until the end of the month. So this is a summary of what it basically includes in the deal. So you've got a $49.99 price tag for the US number, which is 210 credits per month. You choose the US number of your choice, and it gives you all the information there that you can do. One interesting point, it's free to receive calls and it's free to receive text messages. Some of our other competitors, they charge you to receive SMS and they charge you to receive calls. They take it out of your credits. We don't do that. So you're only using credits when you make calls and when you send text messages. That's a really important thing. And you can have it on multiple devices as well. So that's really helpful. So yeah, if you're interested in the US or the UK number, they're broadly the same price. The UK is a little bit more expensive, but not much. You would literally just click this button here. It takes you to the sign up page. So what you'll do, because I've clicked on the US number, we can scroll down this list and we can find an area code that we're interested in. Some of these don't have numbers. It's a very fluid list. So if you first choose a category that doesn't have a number in it, then just pick another one. So let's try this category. There's a number in this one. So you pick out a number there. Let's try if we type in, say, San Francisco. And you can pick numbers off the list. You can just keep going through. One thing I would say, like it says here, if you're based out, again, we're going back to the privacy thing and the regulations thing. If you're based outside the US, you would be wise to avoid really common numbers like California, New York, Washington, or states with strict data privacy laws, because again, they don't want people from overseas using VoIP numbers to sign up to apps with numbers from their state. So if you tend to go for lesser known states, you go for somewhere like New Mexico or Albuquerque or somewhere like that, that's less common. So you're more likely to have more success. So I would always recommend against going for numbers that are from really common areas. So if we picked Albuquerque, for example, that's quite a cool area because it doesn't have any real strict privacy laws. So you'll select your number. So let's say I like this number here, the one that ends in 520. Click get it now. There's a T's and T's. Agree to those. Click with PayPal, and then basically you'll just be taken to PayPal, and you'll pay the $49.99. And then what happens is basically I'll cancel this. I won't go through with that. then basically what happens is that you'll be sent a welcome email with the login username and password. And once you've received that, you'll just click on the login link that's in the email, and then you'll just type in here your number, your password. Where are we? So whatever's written in the email. You'll click sign in, and that's it. You're ready to go. You can start making and receiving calls. But like I say, always better to wait 24 hours before you do too much with the product.
Okay. Um, so do you have a video on how to set up all these features?
Yeah, if I show, I'm still on screen share. Let's try YouTube. Channel. Check I've got the right channel. Yes. So yeah, we've got a load of videos here. So if you just type in second number .tel into YouTube, it'll take you to our channel where you've got a load of different videos. For example, an introduction to the IVR builder. So we'll click on that. Uh, this will show you a video of the IVR IVR builder here, so you can follow all these tutorials to get the product set up. So there's help there.
Okay, and yeah, so I think Sam is requesting to get the iOS app working. That will be nice. Not only iOS, but also Android. I'm on Android.
Yeah, sure.
And yeah, and what's the next one? So yes, very helpful tips that hey, don't use California, don't use New York number. So
Yeah,
these tips are really valuable because like I want to get a second number, US second number, and I just want it to be safe for me to use. Not the least regulated in a way.
yeah.
Right. Okay, then. So I haven't seen any questions anymore. I think we answered everything already. So now it's
Okay.
the time for our live giveaway. And we do that now. So, oh, that is weird. I think I need to change this part. Okay, let me share it again. I'm still waiting for my screen to show up. How come it's not showing up? Okay, finally. It takes time. I think, yeah, live streaming really occupies or
Yeah,
is really
yeah.
resource intensive.
It
That's
is.
why.
It is. It is.
Okay, so I will call on everyone that has joined or if you filled up the form. And if you're not here, let me know. Okay, so I have here Ankit Dixit, Biswajit, BL Samota, Chena, Dinesh, Fernando. Why are you twice here? Should be once. Okay. No favoritism. Favoritism, Fernando. Okay. HM Shuja, Inderjit Kar, Interpret Singh, Jack Sakina Glory, Joginder Sharma, Laksha Chowdhury, Leo, Victor, Mamta, Mandy, Mark Draper, Poonam, Ranveer Rusi, Sam, Simran Kar, Soma Shekhar, Tawhidul Karim. So overall 23 entries. So yeah, so I think I called everyone already, and then let's start.
Right.
So when I call your name, let me know if you are around because if you are not around, then I have to give the prize to someone else.
Yeah.
Okay, so first winner is Lakshya Chowdhury. Let, let me write it down. Okay, next one. Inderjeet. Okay, so somebody says he is missing. Inderjeet. Okay, car. But I don't know who is missing. Who are you? Who is missing? I can't see your name. Hello? Okay, so Inderjeet is here. I'm looking for Laksha. Is Laksha even there? Oh, there's another question. Is there a way to reset the password?
Not at the moment. Just drop us an email on support. And that seems a bit weird that there's not a way of resetting the password. We've deliberately not added it yet because a lot of people use the number for a lot of privacy related things, including access to bank accounts and things like that. So we haven't worked out the best way of doing a password reset. But if they email us on support, we'll reset that. We'll reset it for them, and then they can log in and change it. But they do need to email on support.
Okay, so the last winner is Rosie Walia. So is Rosie here? Okay, so I cannot find Laxia and Rosie. Could you please say you are present? Okay, so I found Rosie, and how about Laxia? I cannot find Laxia. Okay. Okay. So I couldn't find Lexi. Yeah, I found your Rosie, but I couldn't find Lexia. So Intercheat. Okay, so we are going to redraw the last name. Okay. There you go. Okay, and Kit. Okay. So congratulations. Is Ankit here? Oh, oh, Ankit is there. So, okay, so it's all good. So, to Ankit, Interjit, and Rosie, can you please send me a PM, and then I'll give the codes to you, the second number LTD codes to you. Okay? Thanks so much.
Great, congratulations.
And congratulations, everyone. And again, if you did not win this round, I'm going to set up another 3 LTD to give away via King Sumo. So the viral giveaway that we do. And I will post it right after the live stream in our groups. So join that one if you did not win here. So you still have a chance to win. And thank you so much, Stuart. And do remember that we have this very exclusive offer because this is no longer available in Deal Mirror. It's not available in any other online marketplaces. It's only available through the link that you can see above. Second number that tel/sumodeals.html. So I hope that you had fun today. We had fun, and thanks so much, Stuart. I learned a lot not to have California and New York numbers because I'm going to have a US second number this time because I already have a UK one. All right, thanks so much, and thanks everyone for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. Take care. Bye bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye bye.